It's Tuesday, the 27th of June, 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. So there is no safety energy lock number 27 because there are only 26 safety energy locks in Jinshin Jyutsu, although 27 is a 9. So 9, the essence of the 9 is that of the child. So if we think about young children, think about the best things about children. They're curious. They generally are fearless. They, until they learn that something, is going to hurt them or whatever the case may be, they're keen to explore. They are expansive and they're resilient and they don't give up. So, when you've got a baby who's learning to toddle, it doesn't fall over hundreds of times and eventually sit back and go, you know what? I just don't get this walking thing. I'm just going to sit around. Because up until that point, people are carrying them around anyway. People are picking babies up all the time. They don't go, hey man, I got all these adults. They're doing the picking up and the carrying. I don't need to learn to walk. No. They fall, they cry, they hurt themselves, they try, they struggle. And then when they start, then they take those first 2 tentative little steps. They don't sit back and go, okay, I got walking wax now. That's done, so I'm just going to do sitting for a while now. They know. They take 2 steps, and they take 4 steps, and they take 6 steps, and they start becoming more comfortable with walking, and before you know it, they can run. And then they learn something new, because now they've got that one under the belt, and so once they've learned it, they move on to something else. But they are continually expanding, because their natural, innate curiosity is what drives them forward. And so we all have that aspect within us all the time, except that most of us become jaded. We lose our curiosity. Things happen that we judge as being negative. That would be like falling over if you're learning how to toddle. And we cry, and instead of just going, well, it's part of the process, it's part of the journey, we go, this is too hard. I don't want to do this. This is too hard. That would just be like a baby going, you know what, walking's too hard, talking's too difficult, all these adults are pandering to me anyway, they pander to my every whim, I might as well just carry on being a baby. It's impossible. So today we have the opportunity to connect with that energy of the 9. And one of the things about children is they intuitively know what it is that's true for them. And they are deeply connected to their needs. They know when they're unhappy. They know when they want a hug. They know when they need food. They know that they're tired. They might not be able to articulate that, right? But essentially, they are connected to themselves. They let people know when they're unhappy. They also are not frightened to ask. That eventually, that gets drummed out of them, right? Because when people say no enough, then, of course, you become frightened of the rejection. But they ask for what they want because they are deeply connected to who they are, and they are highly intuitive. And so this energy of the 27 today helps us to resonate with the energy of the 9 and this deep knowing intuition and the resilience and the curiosity that is innately part of all of our natures, no matter how we try and adult ourselves out of that. 9s also are about having fun. Children know how to have fun. They know how to take the simplest thing and turn it into fun. They are intrigued by the simplest thing. Things that we as adults are jaded and to go, oh, it's so boring, really. I mean, how can you find that so fascinating? Children are fascinated. They also don't mind hearing the same thing over and over. They'll listen to the same story that the adult tells or the book that they read again and again and again. And every time they will find something new or different in it. So that's the energy that we can connect to today. Another 9 that we have in the Jinshin Jyutsu sequence is 18. And safety energy lock number 18 is located on the thenar eminence, just on the inside of the thumb here. And it's about body consciousness. It's about the functions that govern our personality. So this is a more rarefied 9. It's about us getting in touch and in tune with the messages from our body and appreciating that our physical body is our foundation, and from that our personality arises. I mean, our personality doesn't not come out of our physical body. Do you understand what I'm saying? But it affects our personality. So if you've got pain, you might be grumpy. If you've got pain, but you're stoic because that makes you feel good, well, then you're going to be stoic. If you don't have pain and you're feeling joyful and you're vibrant and you're smiling and you're glowing, that's going to affect your personality. And again, it helps us to connect on a deeper level to getting the feedback of our body to show us where we are out of balance. Your body is the one part of yourself that is constantly in the moment. It doesn't have to try, it doesn't have to practice. You may have been 20 kilograms lighter 20 years ago. Well, that was 20 years ago. Right now, you're 20 kilograms heavier. Right now. You might be 10 kilograms lighter in 6 months' time, but right now, This is what you are. So your physical body is constantly in the now. And very often we don't actually connect to our physical. We spend so much time in our heads that we don't connect to the signals and the feedback that our physical body is able to give us. Well, today gives us the opportunity to do that. We have got the 6 from June, which is allowing us to be discriminating. So in other words, our intuition says this doesn't feel right. The 6 says actually trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't compromise who you are in order to make other people happy. And the 2 from 2018 says to us, do not forget that you have to actually nurture yourself before you can nurture others. And that your value is not based on what you can do for other people. That does not determine your value. What you can do for other people is a natural outflowing of your humanity. When your heart is open, you want to make a difference to other people. But your value is not attached to how you can help others. Your value intrinsically is just in being here. You are enough. And the 2 of 2018 helps us to appreciate that balance. Our hero today is an 8. And we have the hero and the villain being the same number today. So when we have 8 in the hero position, 8 allows us to be practical. 8 allows us to find solutions. 8 takes the intuitive hit that the 9 gets. Okay, so intuitively you know this is what you would love to do, because this is how you want to express yourself in the world. The 6 says, I know how we can do this really beautifully. However, there probably are going to be some people who are not going to like this, but we need to be true to who we are. The 2 says, don't sacrifice who you are for others, all right? Maintain that integrity within yourself. Nourish yourself so that you can be more effective out there in the world. And 8 says, well, that sounds wonderful, guys. What are we actually going to do? Like, what are we going to do? Like, what are the steps today? What am I going to do today in order to express that? So 8 helps us to find practical solutions. 8 helps us to connect to the earth element, and our physical body is the earth element of our being. It helps us to connect to the earth element and say, practically, what are you going to do? So here's the thing. Intuitively, your 9 says, I know that I'm a being of high vitality and vibrance, and I want to be joyful. Right? I don't want to be joyful because I always want to be happy. That's impossible. But I would like to actually be an inspiration. 6 says, as long as we don't look ugly while we're doing it. And yes, I know how we can express that, right? And this is what we need in order to do that. And 2 says, yes, and in order to do that, I need to actually keep a balance between myself and others and not lose myself in the helping others. And 8 says, okay, so practically, how are we going to do that? Okay, so actually, you don't eat well enough to have high vitality. So 8 says, I think what we need to do is we need to clean up this diet a little bit. So why don't we just remove the processed food? That's an 8 in the hero position. So today, this week, we're removing the processed food. Or we're signing up for this workshop. Or we're going to read this book. Or we're going to speak to this person. Or we're going to make an appointment with this doctor. That's the practicality of the 8 in the hero position. 8 in the hero position also helps us to finish what we start. So if there's anything that you've left unfinished, today would be a good day for you to actually knuckle down and get it done. When we have 8 in the villain position, we don't have firm enough boundaries for ourselves. So we struggle to say no. So what happens is we intuitively connect with what we want. We're trying to make this fun. We are being discriminating. We're nurturing ourselves. We're being practical about it. Those are the first 4. And then someone comes and says, please, could you do X, Y, and Z for me? And we actually can't because we've got things scheduled for ourselves. But we can't say no because we don't want to let them down, because we don't want to disappoint them, because we don't want them to reject us. So we say yes when actually we mean no. So that is what 8 in the villain position does. And that's what we need to guard against. So we need to draw on the strong earth boundaries of 8 in the hero in order to counteract that. Safety energy lock number 9 is located on the thumb. So today we can harmonize our safety energy lock, or all the 9s essentially, the 9, the 18, and the 27, by holding the thumb and harmonizing safety energy lock number 9. When we hold the thumb, we harmonize the stomach and spleen organ function energies, and we calm down worry and anxiety. Safety energy lock number 18, I have to check, is on the little finger. So when we are trying too hard, we can hold safety. If you find that you're striving too much, you've got to get it done, have to get the job done, have to please everyone, have to, like, I've said yes to 1,000 things, and I've got this important deadline, and I'm going to get it all done, because if I don't, I'm not going to be good enough. we're going to hold our little fingers, because that's where safety energy lock number 18 is. And when you hold your little finger, you harmonize all those trying tos, that perfectionism, the having to be something that you're not, the pretending that you're okay when you're not. Okay, and we harmonize the heart and the small intestine organ function energy, which is also the feeling and the analyzing section. When we hold the thumb, we harmonize the stomach and the spleen, which is about thinking and feeling as well. Or if you really want to cover all your bases, because you think that, what if you miss something? Actually, then you need to just hold your little finger, or you can hold your little finger for 10 minutes, and then you can hold your thumb for 10 minutes. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.